I'm just steps away from achieving my dream of 1,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to me. The reunion with Xiao Shen and the truth about the purifying demonic mist illusion, the strange light cluster that Xiao Yan obtained from the final ancient scroll had finally revealed its use. Not only did it help the Xiao clan ancestor Xiao Shen regain his consciousness, but it also allowed him, thanks to a faint reminder, to see through the illusion. Otherwise, none of those who entered the heavenly flame illusion realm this time would have survived. Continuing from the previous scene, the blood-colored giant axe rapidly magnified in Xiao Yan's eyes, but when it was only half a foot away from the top of his head, it abruptly froze mid-air. Only now did a slight ripple appear on the cold face of the thin man who wielded it. Seeing this, Xiao Yan let out a quiet breath of relief, and the flame lotus hovering in his hand also dispersed silently. He lifted his head and asked in a deep voice, "May I ask Senior's name? I am Xiao Yan of the Xiao clan." Xiao clan? Hearing this, the thin man's eyes suddenly fluctuated. He stared fixedly at Xiao Yan and hoarsely asked, "You are from the Xiao clan?" Xiao Yan immediately nodded. "Who am I?" "You are Xiao Shen." "You are Xiao Shen, Blood Axe Xiao Shen." A shocked voice rang out behind Xiao Yan, filled with astonishment. "Elder Gu, you recognize this senior?" At this moment, Juna's figure appeared as she asked in surprise, "I do not know him personally, but this blood-colored axe is recorded in ancient texts. The Xiao clan once had a peerless genius, whose signature weapon was a massive blood axe. His name was Xiao Shen." Gu Nanhai stared at the emaciated man and continued. Xiao Shen possessed extraordinary talent. He was the cousin of Xiao Shen. Before his name spread across the central plains, countless experts had already fallen beneath his axe. But afterward, he mysteriously disappeared, and the Xiao clan searched everywhere but never found him. Who would have thought he ended up here? In a sense, he avoided the catastrophe that befell the Xiao clan. Whether that is fortune or misfortune, who can say? Hearing this, Xiao Yan fell silent. He looked toward the man who was suspected to be the Xiao clan ancestor, Xiao Shen. At this moment, the latter's face showed clear signs of struggle, as though he was resisting something. In the courtyard, Xiao Shen leaned heavily on the giant axe, his body trembling uncontrollably. A pale white flame slowly seeped out from within him. Seeing this, Xiao Yan's expression changed. He understood that the purifying demonic lotus flame was attempting to seize control of Xiao Shen once more. In such a situation, he had no idea what to do. Just when Xiao Yan found himself at a loss, he suddenly clutched his forehead as the light cluster within his mind emitted a faint pulse. "Xiao Yang Gege." Shana saw Xiao Yan halt in place and then suddenly stride toward Xiao Shen. She couldn't help but cry out anxiously. In response, Xiao Yan only waved his hand, then quickly approached Xiao Shen and placed his palm on the man's shoulder. The moment they made contact, Xiao Shen's violently trembling body abruptly stilled, and the milky white flame that had been leaking out slowly receded. Xiao Shen gasped heavily for breath, and only after a while did he lift his head. His gaze complicated as he looked at the clan mark on Xiao Yan's forehead. In a hoarse voice, he asked, "What has become of the Xiao clan?" Xiao Yan remained silent for a moment before softly answering, "The Xiao clan no longer exists." He then gave a brief account of the Xiao clan's current situation. Throughout the explanation, Xiao Shen said nothing, but the gradually tightening fist in his hand began to bleed. Seeing this, Xiao Yan quietly sighed. He knew that Xiao Shen's heart was filled with regret, but even if Xiao Shen had remained within the clan, the outcome would likely have been the same, for the Hun clan was simply too powerful. "We are currently inside the Heavenly Flame illusion realm. Ancestor Xiao Shen, please lead us to the location of the Heavenly Flame," Xiao Yan said softly. "Follow me." Xiao Shen slowly stood up and turned toward the distant gates of the ancient hall. Everyone silently followed behind him. When he finally pushed open the massive stone doors, they saw beyond them a staircase stretching endlessly upward, at the end of which stood a faintly visible stone altar of enormous size. Seeing the altar, Xiao Yan smiled lightly, then led the group up the stone steps, walking steadily toward the end of the path. After about 10 minutes, they finally approached the altar. Xiao Yan lifted his head and saw atop it a solitary, colossal throne. Upon that throne sat a white-robed figure in quiet meditation. As they stepped onto the altar platform, the man in white slowly opened his eyes. His handsome face curved into a breathtaking smile. "Defeat me, and you shall obtain the origin of the heavenly flame. Fail, and you will remain here forever as my flame slaves." Hearing this, Gu Nanhai and the others all felt their expressions tighten, a wave of powerlessness rising within them. The man before them exuded a suffocating aura, one that made them feel utterly incapable of resistance. Xiaoyan sighed softly, his low voice echoing slowly across the altar. It seems you have obtained the inheritance of the purifying demonic lotus saint, otherwise you could never cultivate the dream enshrouding heavenly mist to such a level. I must admit, the illusion you created is even more realistic than that of the Bodhi ancient tree. But no matter how real an illusion may appear, it remains an illusion. Xiaoyan's voice reverberated across the altar. The smile on the elegant man's face gradually stiffened. Zhana and the others were stunned at Xiaoyan's words, and a moment later they suddenly understood. You mean, we are still inside an illusion? I'm real, Ziyan hurriedly interjected from the side. We are all real, Xiaoyan said quietly, his gaze fixed upon the white-robed man. But we have indeed fallen into an illusion. That is what makes the dream enshrouding heavenly mist so terrifying. If we simply follow the scenario arranged by the purifying demonic lotus flame, we will sink deeper and deeper until we completely become flame slaves. Even if we fight him here and kill him in truth, we would still be trapped within the illusion. At this, Gunanhai frowned and turned to glance at the silent Xiao Shen beside him. Then you mean, the flame slaves we saw, including Xiao Shen, were all illusions. Within falsehood lies truth, within truth lies falsehood. That is the true horror of the purifying demonic lotus flame. Xiaoyan shook his head and looked towards Xiao Shen. Ancestor Xiao Shen is not an illusion, he is real. However, most of his consciousness had been controlled by the purifying demonic lotus flame. Zhana and the others exchanged glances, then cautiously probed their surroundings. But no matter how they searched, they could not detect a single fluctuation of illusionary energy. Back then, the purifying demonic lotus saint was said to be the closest existence to a peak Dodi. In the end, he perished after being devoured by the purifying demonic lotus flame. After his death, the flame seized his inheritance. In a sense, it has already become another version of the purifying demonic lotus saint. Xiaoyan's gaze locked onto the white-robed man. Why do you understand the dream enshrouding heavenly mist so well? The man seated on the throne finally spoke, his voice carrying a faint chill. Xiaoyan merely smiled and touched his forehead, but he did not answer. The only reason he was able to suddenly sense the abnormality of this place was due to the faint reminder from the light cluster within his mind. Even the members of the Hall of Souls are no exception. But unfortunately, the white-robed man stared coldly at Xiaoyan. Milky white flames surged from his body. In the blink of an eye, a destructive heat swept across the entire space.